I buy your masters. You ready?
That you'd have any respect for?
No, there's nothing there. There's nothing there. I never wanted to
mess.
Rick Ross knew perfectly damn well what he was doing and what that would lead to.
The hip-hop world lit up instantly after rumor channels and social media pages started circulating wild claims that Big Meech had cried over allegedly losing $120 million in a supposed business deal tied to Rick Ross. The allegations spread like wildfire, fueled by commentary pages, fan speculation, and street-level debates about betrayal, loyalty, and money. Nothing about the alleged deal was confirmed, but the story exploded because of the names involved. Two cultural giants whose reputations have dominated music, business, and street mythology for years. Once the rumor dropped, it wasn't even about evidence. The narrative was too dramatic, too emotional, and too tied to long-standing tension for the internet to ignore. The alleged $120 million figure instantly became the centerpiece of the scandal.
For no grown man on this planet. Like, I'm a grown man. Why the fuck I gotta feel bad for another grown man? Like, you a grown man too, nigga. You asking for my sympathy for it, nigga. You be alright. Oh, yeah, nigga.
Some fans questioned the legitimacy of the number. Others claimed it represented investments, profit shares, or entertainment deals that supposedly went wrong. But because Big Meech is seen as a symbol of discipline, structure, and empire building, the idea of him being involved in a massive financial loss struck deep. People treated the rumor like violation, like someone crossed a line that wasn't supposed to be crossed. The internet framed it as more than just business. They made it personal, legendary even, as if a titan of the culture had been undermined. Rick Ross being mentioned made the situation even more explosive. Ross has built an entire brand around the imagery of wealth, power, and references to street figures, with Big Meech's name appearing in some of his biggest songs. For years, fans have debated whether those references were genuine homage or branding strategy.
To make his point.
Burn it all down. If you piss him off. His own sometimes too. You know, he'll cancel BMF to prove a point.
So when rumor pages connected Ross to the alleged $120 million situation, the conversation turned theatrical. Some fans claimed the entire thing was a misunderstanding. Others insisted it was a calculated move, twisting the situation into a story of betrayal and exploitation. The more dramatic the theory, the faster it spread. Then came the most extreme piece of speculation, claims circulating online that Meech allegedly threatened to kill Ross in response. No documentation, no proof, no recordings, just exaggerated interpretations and sensational headlines pushed by fan accounts and gossip outlets. But the rumor traveled because it fit the internet's desire for high-stakes conflict involving legendary figures. The fans weren't reacting to evidence, they were reacting to emotion. To them, the story felt like a modern-day epic about loyalty, deception, and retaliation. The internet thrives on myth-making, and this rumor had all the ingredients: a massive money figure, a legendary street icon, a flashy rap mogul, and whispers of violence. Fans treated every detail like a clue in an unfolding saga. No matter how exaggerated or unverified, the narrative had enough cultural history behind it to feel believable. And once the rumor gained momentum, it became one of the most dramatic, unconfirmed stories hip-hop had seen in years.
Bad guy out of all of this.
Who's the bad guy? I don't think there's a bad guy.
No, yes it is. Yeah, Vlad, let's talk about it.
I think Meech is the one that made a mistake.
No.
No? You think 50?
No.
Lil Meech?
No.
Who am I forgetting now?
Rick Ross knew perfectly damn well what he was doing and what
As the rumor continued spreading, commentary pages started picking apart every angle of the alleged $120 million loss, trying to figure out how a deal between two major names could have gone so wrong. Some claimed the alleged money was tied to film rights, merchandise licensing, or entertainment projects connected to the BMF legacy. Others insisted it was part of a private business venture that went sideways. Without clear facts, speculation became the dominant narrative, and different communities created entirely different explanations. One thing stayed constant: the internet believed someone broke the unspoken code of loyalty. For Big Meech, the rumor framed him as blindsided, a titan who trusted the wrong people and paid the price. That narrative hit fans hard. To them, Meech represents power, control, and strategic thinking. So the idea that he could be manipulated or scammed made the rumor more emotional. It felt like watching a king get crossed behind the scenes, and fans reacted with genuine outrage, even though nothing had been verified. They jumped into the comments demanding answers, defending Meech's name, and attacking whoever they believed responsible. Rick Ross, meanwhile, became the center of a heated online debate. Some fans defended him, arguing that his long-running admiration for Meech meant he would never intentionally disrespect the legacy. Others insisted Ross had been benefiting from BMF imagery for years without ever being part of the movement, and the alleged scandal confirmed their suspicions. Fans pulled up old interviews, music videos, and lyrics trying to interpret Ross's intentions. Suddenly, every clip involving a reference to Meech or BMF became evidence in the court of public opinion. And then there was the alleged threat. The most viral part of the
Bad guy out of all of this.
Who's the bad guy? I don't think there's a bad guy.
No, yes it is. Yeah, Vlad, let's talk about it.
I think Meech is the one that made a mistake.
No.
No? You think 50?
No.
Lil Meech.
No.
Who am I forgetting now?
Rick Ross knew perfectly damn well what he was doing and what that would...
The rumor. Even though there was no proof, no statements, and no credible source confirming Meech ever threatened Ross, the internet ran with it as if it were fact. Fans created narratives where Meech confronted Ross. Others made up theories about the alleged fallout. Some pages even started producing fictional scripts about a potential confrontation. It wasn't journalism, it was storytelling disguised as news. That's what made this rumor so powerful. It blended fact, fantasy, street politics, and entertainment into one dramatic storyline. In the social media era, narratives don't need evidence to survive. They just need emotion. And this rumor had emotion all over it. Betrayal, embarrassment, anger, power shifts, and fear. Even those who didn't believe the rumor still participated in the conversation because it touched on cultural dynamics that always trigger debate. People weren't really asking whether the story was true. They were asking if it felt true within the mythologies surrounding these figures. And because everything about the rumor aligned with the public's perception of drama, intensity, and rivalry, it became impossible to stop once it started spreading. By week 2 of the rumor cycle, the conversation grew even more complex. Commentary channels started tying the alleged scandal into bigger discussions about the commercialization of street legacies. The BMF name isn't just a part of rap history, it's an entire cultural symbol. And when symbols collide with entertainment branding, the lines between respect and exploitation get blurry. The rumor became a case study in that tension. Fans argued that anything tied to BMF should be handled with extreme care and loyalty, especially when money or business deals are involved. Some viewers believed the alleged $120 million loss represented what happens when corporate influence meets street culture. They argued that big numbers attract big players, and big players sometimes move with agendas that don't align with the legacy they're benefiting from. Others pushed back, saying the entire situation was likely exaggerated and that fans were projecting their own fantasies onto the story.
Feel about the rapper Rick Ross having the same name?
Well, the fact that he stole my name, not that we had the same name, he actually stole my whole story, my identity, the whole thing. Mm-hmm. You know, he built his career off of my legacy.
All that would lead to.
I'm doing right now, my shoulder broke, but we still getting to the money. We still count paper. This ain't a pump and dump, baby.
But the discussion raised real questions. Who gets to control historic narratives? Should entertainment moguls profit from street figures' legacies? What responsibilities come with telling someone else's story? Rick Ross found himself unintentionally tied into this cultural conversation. Whether the rumor was real or fabricated, fans used it as a way to revisit debates about authenticity. Ross has long been a lightning rod for discussions about street representation in rap. Some admire his ability to turn imagery into empire building, while others criticize the disconnect between his lyrics and his real-life background. The rumor amplified this divide, giving critics new ammunition and forcing supporters to defend his legacy once again. At the same time, fans began speculating about 50 Cent's role in the situation. Even though he wasn't mentioned in the original rumor, people started pulling him into the narrative because of his strong connection to the BMF story through the television series. Fans argued that 50 would never let a legacy he helped elevate be disrespected in any capacity. Some even theorized that he might step in or comment publicly, though no such thing occurred. Still, the rumor fueled its own mythology, one where major industry figures secretly battled over BMF's cultural control. Then there was Big Meech himself, a symbol of leadership, strategy, and influence. Fans couldn't accept the idea of him being vulnerable or deceived, which made the rumored emotional reaction even more dramatic. It humanized him in a way that surprised people. The idea of Meech crying, whether true or fabricated, became a metaphor for broken trust, not literal tears. The internet interpreted it symbolically, imagining a legend feeling betrayed by someone who publicly praised him for years. This transformation of unverified gossip into cultural reflection is what kept the story alive. It wasn't the allegation itself that became important. It was what the allegation represented to the people talking about it. As the rumor matured, the narrative shifted into conversations about consequences, reaction, and fallout, real or imagined. Fans speculated about how the alleged scandal could affect future entertainment deals, upcoming biopics, potential collaborations, and the long-term reputation of everyone involved. Even though none of the claims had been confirmed, supporters and critics treated the situation like a chess match unfolding in real time. For Big Meech, the alleged betrayal became part of a broader conversation about loyalty in modern entertainment. People argued that once street legacies enter corporate spaces, misunderstandings and complications are inevitable. Others suggested that the rumor symbolized why some street figures prefer to keep business within trusted circles. Regardless of the details, the internet spun the story as an example of legacy being threatened by outside forces. Rick Ross, on the other hand, faced intense criticism from fans who believed the rumor without hesitation. They questioned his track record, his branding, and his motivations. Others defended him, saying the entire scandal was built on fiction and that Ross had always shown respect for the BMF name in his music. The debate became less about facts and more about perception, who people wanted to believe and why. The alleged threat, the most extreme claim, became a talking point for channels that thrive on sensational storytelling. They imagined heated phone calls, behind-the-scenes confrontations, and private meetings. None of it verified, but all of it presented as cinematic possibility. These narratives entertained audiences and kept the rumor alive far longer than it should have survived. And then came the bigger question. What does this situation say about the way hip-hop consumes drama? Fans realized the rumor had overtaken the people involved. It became a symbol of how easily legacies can be manipulated by online speculation. It became proof that names like Meech and Ross carry so much cultural weight that even a fictional storyline can shape public perception for weeks. The rumor also revealed how quickly the internet embraces narratives involving betrayal, violence, and money. These themes reflect a deeper fascination with the mythology of hip-hop, a world built on power struggles, alliances, and resilience. Even if the story wasn't real, it fit the template the public expects. That's why it thrived. Commentators started highlighting this pattern, pointing out that scandals involving massive money losses and alleged threats often overshadow the truth. Once a rumor is sensational enough, it becomes internet canon. That's exactly what happened here. An unverified story became a cultural debate that outgrew its origins. By the time the rumor finally began losing momentum, it had already done what sensational stories always do: shape narratives, create divisions, and leave a permanent mark on how fans view the people involved. Even though no one confirmed a $120 million loss, no documents surfaced, and no official statements backed up the claims, the rumor still influenced discussions about Big Meech, Rick Ross, and the BMF legacy. That's the power of speculation mixed with cultural mythology. For Big Meech, the alleged emotional reaction symbolized something deeper. Whether literal or metaphorical, fans interpreted it as proof that the BMF legacy still holds unmatched emotional weight. They saw it as a reminder that history isn't just entertainment. It's personal, heavy, and rooted in the sacrifices of real people. The rumor re-energized support for Meech, with fans emphasizing the importance of honoring the legacy properly. For Rick Ross, the scandal revived old debates about authenticity in rap. Even though no verified connection existed between him and the alleged loss, the rumor reshaped how people discussed his influence, his branding, and his relationship with street narratives that predate his career. Some argued he became a scapegoat for fan frustrations. Others insisted the rumor exposed deeper industry tensions. And the alleged threat, the wildest part of the entire story, became a symbol of how fast online narratives escalate. Fans didn't treat it as fact. They treated it as cinematic possibility, as if they were watching an unfolding drama rather than reality. That's what made the rumor so captivating. It allowed the public to participate in a fictionalized storyline built around real cultural figures. When everything finally settled, the only undeniable truth was this: the internet will always choose the most dramatic version of a story, especially when it involves money, power, and legacy. Nothing needed to be verified. The names involved were enough to build a myth. This scandal, real or imagined, shows how powerful the BMF legacy remains. It shows how polarizing Rick Ross still is, and it shows how deeply fans believe 50 Cent protects the culture even when he's not part of the rumor. The entire situation transformed into a cultural conversation, and that conversation may outlast the rumor itself. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the drama, the speculation, and the cultural narratives shaping hip-hop today, make sure to like this video and subscribe so you never miss the next breakdown.